For the entire time playing Elden Ring, I was thinking strength weapons are not that good. Until playing Shadow of the Erdtree. I was playing Faith build, I was playing Intelligence build, and I was playing Bleed build. And so far, I think the most effective ones for Shadow of the Erdtree to become really strong and finish this game in a good way is Bleed or Strength builds. And why exactly that is the topic of today's video. And the main thing is that we can stagger them, because mostly it is really hard that all these combos or combinations of their attacks are so difficult to dodge. And with a strength weapon, we have the chance to stun block them and deal even more damage. So for this enemy, we just need like 3 hits. He can't attack us, and it is so easy to deal all this damage. The only situation which is also kind of close is the Bleed effect and the Bleed build, because these ones have such a high damage that it somehow makes sense as well. But here, even with the real attack, we are significantly dealing a higher. One of the builds is the Black Steel Great Hammer, which is a really great weapon, which we can also infuse, so it's an infusible weapon, which is great. And I put on this wheel, which is doing significant damage. And we even can infuse it on the same time, which makes the weapon even stronger. So this is a perfect weapon to like use the strength, and we can obtain it super early in the game. We can obtain this weapon actually in the first 5 minutes of entering Shadow of the Erdtree. So what we need to do, we need to kill this Black Knight here, and we need to go from the main gate or main start of the game to the church and kill the enemy. And for the second weapon is the Anvil's Great Hammer, which has, it does holy damage, but it is pretty strong and deals significant damage. So especially with the Ash of War, which looks cool, and also it's suitable to the Crucible set. And you also obtain one of the different helmets, which is a new one. So obtaining it is quite late in the game. We are getting over from the one big fortress. Yeah, I didn't discover the area so far, so that's something for later. But yeah, the Devonians, or it calls Devonian's Hammer, not Envil, what I'm thinking. And Devonian's Hammer is one of the best weapons strengths I've found so far. Typical Erdtree seal +9. And yeah, the Crucible set actually for this, because the Crucible Hammer Helm is the one that we can obtain new in the Elden Ring Shadow of the Erdtree DLC. And the rest of the armor is just typical, so we just have the typical Crucible X armor, or we can also change it to the tree armor, I think. Yeah. So nothing too special about that. And for the Talisman, Great Dragon Crest, Great Shield, Great Jar's Arsenal, Shot of Alexander, and Ritual Sword Talisman. Great Jar's Arsenal is important for this one because endurance is on 30, which is actually pretty high, but because the weapon is so heavy and the armor together, yeah, it does not fit perfectly. But when we, for example, put endurance on 40, it makes it a bit easier to wield both, so we don't need the talisman, which we can switch down to something else. So for the Flask Wondrous Physics, what is important is the cracked tier, so we can stagger even more, and especially for a short period of time. Maybe enemy bosses are good for that. So as a short result, strength weapons, as I discovered, are my favorite so far after the Bleed build, because Bleed builds just are fun. They have also some good new support in the DLC compared to some other things. So far, especially mid-game level, Strength and Bleed are the S tier builds in this game, and also especially the Strength with the staggering and the additional damage we can deal with the trigger and staggers makes these builds like extremely powerful and good to use. And yeah, so thanks you very much for watching this video. I hope you like it. If there's any feedback, please leave it down in the comments, and I see you in tomorrow's video. Currently uploading everyday video, so yeah, stay tuned for every day's video. It always changes a lot. It's about guides, about builds, and so on in Elden Ring. So have a good, beautiful rest of the day, and see you guys in my tomorrow's video.